Hey everyone, this is Shadab Alam and you are watching Channel Par. And in this session, we are going to talk about gender inequality. And for this purpose, we have invited a very special guest. First, let me introduce you to our guest. She is Ms. Mussarat Bano, Professor of Sociology. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. Now, I won't take your further time. Let's begin the show. Ma'am, as I know, gender inequality has been a social crucial issue in India since centuries. Ma'am, and I strongly believe that there is an urgent demand and efficient solutions to address the cause of social inequality. Ma'am, what are your thoughts on it? Do you believe that we are facing gender inequality in India, and how do you think that?
Yes, gender inequality has been a problem in our social system since centuries together. We have successfully solved many problems that the women have been facing. Now we can see a lot of women have come out to work and they're enrolling themselves in universities and all that. Yet in the place of the old problems, we have new problems. As you look into the Crime Bureau record statistics, we find that lots of atrocities are committed against women. Every day, every minute, there is some atrocity or the other. The fact that the society has still not accepted women in the public spaces, they face a lot of discrimination. And therefore, women should make their presence felt in the public spaces as much as they can, so that the people get used to seeing them in different areas of work which were predominantly occupied by men folk. This is the reason why we say that inequality still continues in India, although we have reached 21st century.
Ma'am, whenever we hear the term gender inequality, an image creates in our mind that it is a discrimination against women. Okay, no doubt this discrimination against women is more common. So we should give proper rights to women. Even many writers have penned down for women's safety, women's rights. I read Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi very much. I remember one of his quote that you are not a drop in an ocean, you are an entire ocean in a drop. But does this gender inequality only affect women, not men?
See, gender equality is a byproduct of patriarchy. Patriarchy impacts not just men but also women. When we talk about patriarchy, it is not women versus men or women against men. Patriarchy refers to what you call as the value which preaches gender inequality, which believes in what you call as the superiority of the male over female. And gender equality is the result of this patriarchal values. Now the patriarchal values have not just impacted women but also men. Okay, we generally say that it is the women who are subjugated due to patriarchy. Let me tell you that men are also subjugated due to patriarchy. You find that we are overburdening men with the task of being breadwinners.
Obviously.
Isn't it? And now, why shouldn't women work and earn their own living? That way you're reducing the burden of the men, isn't it? The fact that the men are overburdened, taking care of their wife, their children, their mother, sisters, they're overly burdened. Now, patriarchy is impacting men too. And therefore, I blame patriarchal values for the gender inequality that is existing in our society. Again, let me tell you, it is not men alone who feel superior to women. It is our system which makes everyone, men including women, to believe that men are superior to women. Now, the idea of being superior is what gives men an upper hand to do what they want. I generally ask people, why is it that I as a woman cannot walk alone in the middle of the night on the road?
Obviously.
Men walk.
Obviously.
Yes? What are we afraid of? Who are we afraid of? Who are we afraid of? So why have we made our men like this, that one section of the society should get scared of other sections? So I'm not blaming men for that. I'm not saying men are bad people. We have made them like that. And there are women who ill-treat other women. Again, that is patriarchy, that is impacting women. I'm not saying that men alone are responsible for gender inequality. I'm talking about how the system is creating this gender inequality. So what we should do, try to work towards bring about these structural changes. So gender inequality is systemic. It's a part of the system. It's not one individual against the other. So when we use the term feminism, it is not women who hate men. We don't hate men. We want equality both for men
rights.
and for women, same dignity and same respect for them. So,
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts about gender inequality in India. But as you said, with the prevalence of gender discrimination, girls become exposed to the possibility of child marriage, child domestic work, or sexual abuse, etc. What are the main causes that lead us to this discrimination?
see, the discrimination is again because of the patriarchy, and we see girl child as a burden. We don't welcome a girl child in a house. You see, there's a tradition in Rajasthan, I believe, that they, when the woman is going into labor pain to have a baby, they prepare ghee, what you call as kheer. When if a boy baby is born, they distribute that kheer to in the whole village. And if a girl baby is born, they throw that girl baby in that hot kheer. This is the kind of discrimination that is existing in our society. You talk about female feticide or female infanticide. It's quite rampant. Now you look into the gender sex ratio, you will realize that there are more number of men than women. According to 2011 census, that is the latest census that we had, there are 940 women for 1000 men in India. So for every 1000 men, there are 60 women that are less in number. As you go towards Haryana, this number is even more horrible. So in Haryana, it runs into, for 1000 men, something in 700s. So that's the reason why Amartya Sen has written one book called The Missing Women, in which he says what is happening to these women. So there is what he calls as a systematic attempt to have only sons, not daughters. Now why do we see woman as a daughter? Woman is seen as a girl child is seen as a paraya dhan. You raise her to go into somebody else's house, and forever you're telling her this is not your house. You're preparing yourself to go into some other home. And is that house becoming her house? I doubt it. The house where she goes into after marriage. Yes, where is her house now? Right? So this is where you're talking about how gender inequality is because of the kind of values that we hold, and how the parents themselves feel that they shouldn't have a girl child. They should have a male child alone. So the parents prefer to have a male child over a female child. There's a what you call as overwhelming desire to have a male child. You know how the newly married couple are blessed. When the newly married couple goes to visit their elders, how do they bless them? May you have a son. No one blesses the youngsters with having a girl child.
Blessed with a girl, or
right? So this is where you're talking about. See, I met a friend of mine once, and I asked him, how many children do you have? He said 1 plus, 1 minus. Plus referring to the male child, minus referring to the female child. And why do we see a girl child as a burden? Like Karl Marx says in his materialistic interpretation of history, he says anything that we do in our day-to-day life is determined by whether you own these materialistic possessions or not. Isn't it? Those who have a lot are, respected in this world. They have a say in decision-making process. Those who do not have, do not take part in this. Now, for centuries together, we have not allowed women to become wealth producers, right? And that is the reason why you have men being a priority over the women. And that's the reason why girl child is seen as a paraya dhan, a burden. Why? You raise her, you educate her, now she goes and nurtures somebody else's house. Now, what is the solution for this? You educate girls like the way you educate boys. Let them become economically independent, just like male members of the society. Now, this is right and just, not only from the point of view of the girls' lives, but also from the point of view of the entire social system itself. Why? You're not letting half the population to explore their talents, isn't it? You're not allowing half the population of your society to earn their living. Now, that also is leading to scarcity of wealth in the society overall, isn't it? So, this should be a solution. Education and economic independence of the women should be the solution for this gender inequality. And I believe that this alone should help the girl child to have an equal space in the social system.
Thank you so much, Musarat ma'am, for letting us know about gender inequality in a broader ways. This really leads a society to backwardness. Ma'am, I request you to let us know how today's youth can help eradicate gender inequality.
Yes. I always have a lot of hope in the youth, and I'm fortunate enough to talk to male members of the society in my classrooms. The change should come from the male members of the society.
Obviously.
Change is definitely happening among women. Why is it that women continue to face problems? It is because women have changed and others have not accepted this changed woman. And it should begin with youth. Yes? Now, how it should begin with youth? Be respectful towards women. And one of the main reasons why girls are not wanted in the families is you raise her, you have to give a hefty dowry in marriage. Now, today's youth can say no to dowry. Yes, and half the problems of our social system will change if our social system, including the male members of the society, are able to see women from this perspective. This is how I believe that change can happen. You see, generally when we have Women's Day, I used to do lots of Women's Day in a college. I would always involve boys in it. People would laugh at me by saying that, why are you involving boys in it? I said, change should happen from both the sides.
Both sides.
Change cannot be one-sided. I know my rights, but my counterpart should also know what my rights are. Only then there will be wholesome change. Otherwise, it's only a partial change. So change should, and we in fact have enough of laws, enough of legislations to protect women. Still women are not protected. Why? There's a problem with the attitude of the social system. The social system can change with, with the help of the kind of awareness programs that the people are engaged. In fact, I have myself done lots of gender sensitization programs so that the boys in fact become more sensitive to the rights of the girls. So this way change can happen, definitely. Might be we can include, gender sensitization as a part of the curriculum right from the school itself, so that we have an equal and just social system.
Thank you so much, Musarat ma'am, for giving your precious time to us. It was really nice talking to you, and I hope that many people will get help from this video. Now, I want to conclude this session by saying to my viewers, if there is any topic you want us to make a top video on, please write it in our comment box. You are all welcome. Thank you so much.